Performance marketing in 2026 is two things. It's signal and creative. I don't think you can do it without AI anymore, because what they kind of try to do is they try to target multiple markets, and they try sometimes to target it the same way.
What are your thoughts on this? How do you judge a lead by being cheap or being the right lead? Hello and welcome to a new episode on your favorite podcast in medical tourism. It's Citra Podcast, where we host insiders from the industry to give us valuable insights and information to insiders such as yourself. And today, we want you to help us on welcoming our guest.
Our guest today is a performance marketing manager with more than 5 years experience in medical tourism with a background of sales, IT, and web development. So help us to welcome our new guest, Mostafa Ali.
Mustafa, thank you so much for coming today. It's a pleasure to having you here. Thank you so much for showing. And we're super excited about today's episode and the great insights that you will be providing.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Our pleasure
It's
also.
really a pleasure.
The pleasure
And
is ours.
Excited for this episode and
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah, us as well. And we would like to kick things off with the same old question. It's becoming our signature question. You know, whenever we have someone, we immediately
The
ask,
classic.
what brought you into medical tourism?
Yeah.
How did it all start?
And don't say by accident.
No,
Because that's the most
No.
common answer that we get.
it is. I think most of the people, it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
People come here by accident, they just find a job opportunity and whatnot. For me, I think it was just to a certain extent, not a coincidence, but I was working in a different field in kind of online translation and subtitles and movie series, and friends of mine
wow.
of pushed me. Yeah.
You worked in subtitles for movies?
For movies and TV shows online. We
Wow.
were working with streaming services. Third party, we were doing with studios, and then studios would sell it to the streaming services. And a friend of mine was working with like a medical tourism company, a small one, and they had an issue with English, and he thought because I speak good English, I can sell it. And we just figured out some kind of a meeting with their boss, and then I got the job and started from there.
You
and it was
got
a
the
sales
job for what position?
sales.
So
Oh.
you are a performance marketing manager who
Right now.
started in sales.
Yes, and I think that's why that helped me a lot, to be honest, because it helped me understand also the business from a perspective of a communication between the client and the
Yeah, true. Of
salesperson.
course, you understand the entire scope.
Exactly, because and that helped me a lot because it started as a salesperson. We spent I think 8 to 9 months in a salesperson, and then,
wow, you spent such a while.
yeah. I was good to a certain extent. And then after that, we moved to an agency, and in that agency, we kind of started working with web development and kind of CRMs and blueprints and building CRMs and training people to a certain extent. And that gave me like another perspective of the business.
Yeah.
And of course, the marketing side led me because I liked the data analytics side. I liked how, the whole question when I was a salesperson, like how does this lead came to me?
Oh
Like,
wow.
how? And then I
So you
figured
have
out,
this curiosity
Yeah.
when it comes to data collection and the data management.
a lot. And that helped me. Like that curiosity helped a lot to understand every position and every step of the way. It helped me. My first question is like when I started, it was like, okay, how are these coming? And they told me, like, there's paid social and we're doing social. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. That's very, very interesting.
It's like about how to eat or how to know how to cook
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yes. And I started to eat before I learned how to cook. And that
all
was
did,
very
we all
funny. Yeah. So I started to eat before I'm learning even how to cook. But the good thing is, at least right now, I'm on the cooking side. And we're just
Amazing.
trying to enjoying it. Yeah.
Amazing journey.
Yeah.
And Mustafa, in 2026, how has the performance marketing in medical tourism shifted from a simple lead generation to understand the whole entire patient journey from your perspective?
I think it changed a lot. The industry is very dynamic.
Yeah.
And we've seen it change
Indeed.
a lot before COVID and after COVID and
True.
after 2022. And after that is also a lot of differences. It used to be, collecting leads, try to give them to the salesperson try to sell them, and then things move forward. But right now, it's not just about that. It's about not collecting just the leads. You need to collect the right leads, the
Oh,
right
yeah.
amount of leads, the right leads that are going to have better opportunity for you to close. And then after that, nurture them properly with marketing tools, with other types of campaigns, emails, WhatsApp, even on social, even on other platforms, and try to nurture them properly to make it easier for your salesperson to kind of close the deal.
Yeah, the old days were just like, you open the ads, you get the leads, you give them to
You
the
call them.
agents. Sales happens, it was that simple. But
Yes.
right now, today, I
More
think
complicated.
it's more complicated. More things change. And the heavy competition, it's a saturated market that right now it has heavy competition. Now, it's no longer like this. It's not simple anymore.
It's not. When you look at the analysis of like social platforms, and they tell you quite differently that a person needs at least 7 to 8 touches with a business to make a decision.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and imagine that is even on like maybe some products and e-com. So think about what about services? We know that people take at least 45 days to 60 days to convert if they are very fast, and we have leads convert after 90 days, and there are other services that convert after that as well, and then depending on the country. So all of that makes it different. So right now, and it wasn't like this before. It was easier even for e-com, for example, before to convert, and now it's getting more competition. So the competition side, the competitive side of it, of course, and then there is also the user behavior that changed a lot.
Yes.
It changed a lot.
It's the entire industry around this has moved from awareness to retention. Like it's more of retaining this customer, and just like you said, they need multiple touches on until they actually are convinced with the business.
Yeah.
It's no longer like the old days.
Patients right now are more price oriented.
Patients are more aware.
More price aware.
More price aware. They are more price aware, and they are also aware of what they can get for that price as well.
Okay.
Which makes it hard for any company to compete.
And there is this new emerging thing. It's not new, actually. It's been always there, but right now it's becoming more and more. The emerging thing when it comes to media buyers who come to clinics or companies and say, we can get for you cheap leads.
Yes.
Cheaper leads than
Yes.
what you're getting outside. And, as an investor, as a business owner, you feel it's so intriguing for you to know that cheap leads, so I pay less and I win more.
Yes.
But it never happens like this. So
And
what are your thoughts on this? How do you judge a lead by being cheap or being the right lead?
Yeah. So the thing is about having more cheap leads, it's the only problem with it is just not sustainable and not scalable. After a certain period, you will reach to a point where those kind of cheap leads are just not enough for your business.
Yeah.
And it might not also represent the brand in a good way, which is not good for the long run. So the idea right now is the conversation is changing even in some corporates and big businesses. It's not about cheap leads, or it's not about even the cost of a lead. It's rather about the cost of a marketing qualified lead or a contact or a deal or whatever you want to call it, depending on the system. But the conversation right now is just, it's not about the leads anymore. It's about that qualified leads that you're going to be easier for the team to sell it. And the percentages, the other thing that a lot of people don't understand when they try to get, the cheaper leads, is that percentages are low.
Yeah, the conversion is lower, of course.
Very lower.
The conversion is low. Actually, I've heard about this. I might sound naive right now with what I'm about to say, but I promise I heard it multiple times.
Yeah.
You can validate it for me, please. Like, you can tell me this is true or not. Some media buyers are doing campaigns where the customer, or in our case, the patient, is not actually signing up, but they just saw the ad or maybe clicked like, and then suddenly their information are collected and they transfer into a lead into CRM, and then the sales agent calls them. We never signed up. Right? Is that something that is really happening?
So it's not quite what happens, but there are ways what I would understand it. One of the ways that a lot of people that work in media buying that they use to kind of make those kind of leads cheaper is that they simplify the way for the patient or potential patient to convert to a lead. So they make it very simple for them to submit. It could be just like a one step, and usually if it's a form on Facebook or TikTok, there is also it's autofill.
Yeah.
So it's easier. And then when you look at that, it's not just the same. It's not the same qualified lead that you wanted. So the right way is that to kind of first present the product in a good way, in a creative side, because that's very important. Where you will qualify a lot of impressions. People are coming, they're seeing their ad. They need to understand, what is this product? Because there's also some kind of misleading messages as well. Sometimes you see the design or the video, and it's not saying that this is a service in Turkey, for example.
Yeah,
and
true.
it's misleading.
True.
That might be cheaper, but it's misleading. So
where are you located in New York?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I thought you guys are in Chicago. Like, no, we're not. Like, yeah. But so it starts from that, and then you'll have to add your certain steps to make sure that lead is qualified, and give like more steps for that specific potential leads to convert to like a lead itself. Well, on the side of like likes and messages, there are businesses and like kind of people that do some kind of scraping data, but it's very, very limited, and it's not that big, especially in the medical tourism, and it's not sustainable, as I said. Like, that's the main thing.
It's not. You know, sales agency complaining that I'm calling patients, but they say, I never signed up.
Yeah.
I don't remember signing up. Why are you calling? How did you get my number? You know?
Yeah.
And then on the other end, you see the media buyer very proud and the business owner very happy. Cheap leads. It's amazing cheap leads.
Really good cost.
Yeah.
Or like there's another thing as well where we get like an email and something, but the number is wrong. But like how? Why? Like you cannot. This number does not exist. And like and then like, okay, how did you figure that out? And it's like, yeah, you have to add a step for them to verify their way, like to verify by an SMS or two-step. That's the good thing is, most platforms right now are adapting to this. So it's easier to have like a two-step verification. It's easier to push people directly to WhatsApp. Of course, there are limitations in some countries like Europe and whatnot, but it's just easier in some ways.
Yeah.
So it's using the right tools to qualify the leads, because believe me, even if you paid more for that leads, it's going to be way, way more valuable for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're not you're even wasting time trying to communicate with them if they're not a potential client. Then why just not filter them from the beginning?
Exactly. Why to pay more?
Yeah.
Why to end up having lower conversion rate? You know?
It's not sustainable. Nor it's scalable. That's the thing.
And beside this, we see many clinics are considering or seeing the branding is just an awareness to my leads. So how does strong branding affecting on the conversion rate that we have for the leads?
That's a great question, because branding is everything from how the people in your clinic look like and how you videotape them, how you are on social media, how do you look like on websites that have reviews like Trustpilot and whatnot, how do you present the brand, how do you present the clinic itself, and it's just not a type of campaign that you can work on. And it's just like a customer journey that you'll need to be touched on multiple times. And the same thing what we're seeing as well is that, for example, when it comes to branding, we're seeing that brands that are led by a person, we're seeing way more better results, because people can communicate with it, whether it's a doctor or if it's even a founder. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when it's an individual,
when it's a person, when it's a brand that is led by a person, it's a personal kind of related brand. We see better results. And if you look at the top dogs in the industry, you see that to a certain extent they have some kind of
their name is linked
to a certain extent.
business,
Yes, it's very linked to the business, and especially it's a doctor. Yes, especially it's a doctor.
Very interesting. I didn't know this. Yeah. And another point that we see a lot is that, this industry is becoming more and more saturated, more and more competition. But the thing is, the patients are still the same. More clinics, same patients. So what's happening is more campaigns are being activated in the same geographical locations, within the same preferences, criterias, and it's becoming so hectic.
Hunter games.
So right now, those who are more creative have better conversion. Where do you define that creativity?
To be honest, in performance marketing in 2026 is two things. It's signal and creative. Targeting doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Literally. Because like even Meta itself, it tells you they've done some kind of a conference in September or October last year in Dublin, and the main conversation was about their newest update in algorithm update, which was called Andromeda. And one of the things that they're focusing on is that more than 55% of your feed is not things that you are following actually. It's just stuff that is suggested or ads to you. And your way that you are engaging with content, if you look at your Instagram and you just count it one by one, you will see that most of the stuff that you see on your feed is not people that you follow.
Wow.
So targeting doesn't mean anything because our engaging with content is so much different. Yeah. And if there's one thing as well, I think there's a lot of people that send reels to each other as well, and it's not related to something that you follow, but you're following a type of content.
I get a lot of reels from all the time.
Yeah.
For some stuff I don't follow.
The one important thing is that creative in 2026 is the most important thing, and as much as you can invest in your creative is the way to go. But having a strategy behind the creative is also very important. A strategy that is performance driven and understands what's performance marketing. So the creative strategy is the number one aspect right now.
That's why when I see like sitting with people from different clinics, from different aspects, also they speak about that the same market, but this one say like, no, like for example, Italy is not doing good here, but they are targeting the same campaign, the same country, but he is good, he is not good. So when I check the Instagram, sometimes I see like there's more creativity here. There's more something.
They know how to address the audience.
Yes. It's how to address the audience.
Yeah.
The one thing is, like most of the clinics, what they kind of try to do is they try to target multiple markets, and they try sometimes to target it in the same way, and that doesn't work a lot.
Yeah, we see this when you go to Clinic A and you say, guys, why don't you have, for example, I don't know, leads from Norway? Oh, we tried, it didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work? There's entire clinics that are dependent only on this market. Well, they don't know how to address it.
Yeah. They don't know how to market it. They try to move the same stuff from one place to another. It doesn't work. But yeah, like talking to the audience the right way is the most important thing. And it's even for the same language. English speakers in the UK are so much different than English speakers in America.
True.
And they're very different than English speakers in Australia. And all of them are very big emerging markets.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of which, we see a lot of time confusion when it comes to ROAS or ROAS, and having some mistakes in calculating ROAS, having some mistakes in understanding ROAS. Can you tell us a healthy clinic, a clinic with a healthy pipeline, healthy marketing, and etc. Like, what kind of ROAS should they expect? When does ROAS becomes red alert, and when does it become phenomenal in terms of performance?
Yeah. That's a very, very tough question because it's so much different and there's like so many aspects to it.
The number you're gonna say, all of the others are saying.
So there are actually two ways to kind of collect or like calculate the ROI and the ROAS. There is the way that you look at the leads that you brought in a certain period. So let's just say that you've bought leads in between January and February, and then you just look at those specific leads and you look at what did they convert and how much did they convert and understand it. Now here you will have the difference in services because hair transplant is much different than plastic surgeries and it's much different than dental treatments.
True.
And here the percentages are like very different as well. And there's a lot of seasonality to it. So are you looking at it as a quarterly or yearly? Because that changes a lot of the perspective.
Yeah.
And then you have the other thing as well is when people, as I said, the ROI on
So the another thing.
Oh yeah, the other part. Sorry about that. Yeah, the other part is the ROIS on a level of the whole business. So you spent amount of money in this year.
Oh yeah, of course. That's
and how
ROI.
much did you got? But the reality is the money that you got did not come only from the money that you spent in this year.
Of course, it came also from the time before. Exactly.
So there is all of this that happens month over month that we see differences in numbers, and it makes it much hard. But the main thing is that I think is we see the good numbers and a good ROAS, if I say like ROAS, a good ROAS on a business is after 3 months, you'll need to do something around 6-7, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah. Other than that, it's not healthy enough to scale.
Wow.
6-7.
Yeah. We see most average clinics at 4-5, which is still healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Most average clinic are at that.
But it's not healthy to scale.
But here's the thing, how do you calculate it? Like one of the things that you mentioned that are very crucial. I go to a clinic and I tell them, okay, let's check your pipeline. Let's check your conversion rate. Of course, a lot of them don't even have a reading on this, but let's say the ones who do. And then when we check the ROAS or the ROAS, under what timeline should we check it? Like if you check it monthly, you feel it's a bit unfair, because Because most patients take more than 30 days to convert,
Yes.
True.
right?
Yes.
If you check it quarterly, would that be enough? Or if the company has data recycling, so you should check it semi-annual or maybe even annual. So how do you define it? Like, it's so confusing.
We define it by two things, actually. There is the one part where you define it by seasonality.
Okay, add
And
this to the
looking at
mix.
and then looking at the country. So we know that a certain part of Europe usually in this market converts within 3 months. And that specific service, let's say dental treatments or whatever. And you start to calculate looking at the last 90 days and how did it perform.
Last 90 days.
Yes, but you take into consideration, is it season on or off? So you know that, for example, October, November, December is a season. So if you're looking in January, of course, numbers are going to be positive. But you have to match them as well with off-season numbers. And then when you do that, you kind of have an average. So the right way to plan and strategize for a scale and like to scale a business, you need to look at it as semi-annually and annually. But making decisions in your day-to-day, not day-to-day actually, but let's say month over month in your marketing campaigns and your influencer investment and your SEO investment, you have to look at it at the last 90 days.
90 days is the period that you look at. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
The bit you can judge.
And, we have seen a huge bubble that is happening in the world known as the AI. And some people are betting it will burst and others are saying, no, it will become part of our lives.
It's becoming part of our lives.
But to what extent is it part of your work as a performance marketing manager or to those who are media buyers in this industry?
I don't think anyone can survive in our part of work without AI in the upcoming period.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a strong statement.
Yes. I don't think anyone can survive because, as I was saying, performance marketing is not just about creating campaigns anymore. It's way more diverse and detailed. And to understand that, to completely understand it and use it to your advantage, you will need AI in different ways. And there's the AI that helps you to analyze the data. There's the AI that helps you to kind of maybe create better creative ideas for your ads. There's the AI that's going to try to help you in how you optimize your things.
Oh, wow.
And then there's the AI that can help you also in the patient journey as well.
Wow. So AI is becoming inseparable from the work of media buyers and performance marketing managers and specialists.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. During your reporting, during your data analysis, I don't think you can do it without AI anymore because the in-depth details that it gives you and the time saved, like it saves you so much time.
Makes you wonder, how did you work before AI?
Exactly. Like there are certain yearly reports that we created for some businesses, and we used to take so much time to create them, and it just like the decisions after them. Don't get me wrong, the decisions were very important for the business, and we strategized about the whole business. Great, but we used to take at least 2 weeks to 3 weeks to create them. Now it's done in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And it's just getting better and better.
Yeah.
And imagine from a creative strategy perspective for ads, it used to be very hard to kind of try to do research, competitor research right now. Right now, you can just use a one Gumlop AI flow and it will get you the information about any type of clinic at any time. It will research Reddit, it will research some social, and it will get you what are people saying about X clinic if it's your competitor, for example.
Wow.
So you do your research using AI flows.
We need to sit together after the episode.
Oh, yeah.
What's the biggest part of the AI in this process? I mean, collecting information, searching, gathering some information from the leads, the first lead coming to the pool, from your perspective.
I think the most important thing, I don't think it's ready yet to be integrated a lot into the customer journey after, although there's a lot of products right now that are kind of marketing it, that you can have like an AI chatbot to chat with your leads, qualify them and verify them for you. But I still think it's going to need a little bit more time, but it's going to happen this year. I think by the end of this year, we'll be ready to get to there. Yeah. I think a lot of companies probably going to try to do some kind of hire an AI sales agent and test it out.
Oh, we've seen this. We had it actually in our podcast where we spoke to an AI agent.
So I don't think it's ready yet to be...
It is not.
It is not, yeah.
I'll tell you this.
But from a marketing perspective, it's the AI tools that we use is just to help us understand the market and what's happening in the market and like how we do our research. And then also to think creatively about copywriting, about the scenario of the video, about what we are going to do with this influencer and have some certain ideas. And it's
SEO.
time saving and SEO as well.
True,
Every
true.
SEO.
Yeah, now we hear
department
a
use
lot
it.
about clinics trying to be listed first when you ask ChatGPT which clinic is the best in Istanbul for hair transplant. And right now, there's a huge competition over there, a lot of SEO work and stuff. Some other clinics don't even realize there's an entire SEO behind this.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really an important idea that right now people are less searching on Google, more searching on AI.
Yeah.
So the SEO that exists on search engines is becoming, like less important compared to the search engines of the AI or large language modules that exist.
Yeah. But they don't work together. They have to, work together. Because in order for you to be listed in LLMs, you will need to be listed in high value websites. And that only happens if you have good SEO.
Okay, so they are
Because
connected somehow. Huh?
They are connected, but the way that you're optimizing for each one of them is different.
Is different, yeah.
And that's
yeah.
why SEO departments needs to understand.
I want to intervene and ask a quick question.
Yes.
Please.
I don't know if you've seen recently,
Yeah.
but I believe it was OpenAI. They announced they're gonna start having paid ads.
Yes. Just very, very
I just
recent.
want you to. I'm just gonna throw it
Yeah.
in the air. Talk about it.
OpenAI is going to have paid ads?
Paid
the same
ads.
way you have now in Meta and Google.
Oh,
Yeah.
OpenAI will have their own paid ads. So,
Wow.
what do you
Okay.
think?
Okay, we would love to know more about OpenAI paid ads and what are your thoughts on it?
This is very, very recent. This is very, very new. They're still it's not available for everyone. It's still kind of testing. It's not going to be available for premium users and paid users. It's going to be mostly for free users. And they're saying it's not going to, they are saying that they're going to try to keep the people's privacy as much as possible and don't share data. We still don't know how this is going to happen and how it will be. But what we know for sure is that Google already adapted to this. Yeah, a while ago. And then this year, their plan is also to keep on doing this. If you search in America and European countries, you will get an AI overview at the first right now. When you're searching in Google, you will get like an AI overview, an AI answer. And Google.
Yeah,
right now-
true, yeah.
Yeah, and Google kind of introduced a new type of campaigns and multiple campaigns, as it's saying, that are going to infiltrate ads into this AI overview.
But when you say infiltrate ads, does that mean that you will have, the free version with ads and the paid version without ads? Or does that mean it will also affect the search results of the user?
We don't know how it's
Gonna
gonna
be a
happen.
war.
My personal opinion that it's gonna affect, like they're gonna infiltrate it just like they did with previous
I
search.
feel
and how
like
things
my
happen.
privacy is disappearing.
So that's the thing. The good thing is that what they're saying is that since everything is AI, your privacy, like your information, is not being shared, but like some
It's being
kind
used.
of
Kind of
stuff
being
are
shared.
being shared, but they're not shared by like they don't know who you are, but they know that there is a person that
interest,
does
maybe.
this. Yeah, like
Wow.
your interest, your
So they will
kind of-
group people according to certain preferences, maybe, or without, like compromising on the personal data or the individual data.
That's the promise.
right. So if I
That's the
look for
promise.
how can I make my hair grow,
Yeah.
and then I will fall under the group of those who can be targeted for hair transplants.
Probably.
Yeah, most probably it will happen
Probably.
like this.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I can't wait to see how would they make it.
Me neither. Me
Yeah,
neither.
yeah. And Mustafa, let me ask you this: like, why can't marketing succeed alone in medical tourism? Like, how does operations like response time, for example, affect the marketing work? We see this a lot, where the the media buyer says the ad is perfect. We come to the sales manager and they say the leads are terrible, and then we have to investigate what is going on. We see that actually the quality is good, but we see the sales agents taking a lot of time to initiate first contact with patients. And we understand there's a fracture that is happening in the middle. How much does this affect the marketing?
It affects huge. Like the effect is huge, and we've tested this actually. We've tested this in some companies where we kind of tried to minimize as much as possible response time, and they created some kind of another department to qualify and verify leads. And we've seen much better results when you respond to people fast.
Fast.
Yes. If you look at the platform's recommendations, they tell you that you'll need to respond to people in 7 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we need AI at this point.
Exactly. So that's why some companies, they try to start, some kind of a department in the middle that their job is to qualify and verify leads and then give them to salespeople to sell them.
Is it really successful, Mustafa, to have like these pre-sales and then sales? Because we've heard about this in multiple places and it did not give the expected result. Of course, when we are optimizing response time, we always hear magnificent results. We always hear about very, very positive impact. But when there is this two teams of pre-sales, sales, we always hear about a lot of confusion happening.
Yeah, that's true. Confusion happens, especially when there's a disconnect and then the process is not managed properly by some kind of a certain entity, I would say. If it's one entity is just managing the whole process and able to connect the two departments or the two teams, is going to be much easier. But it's not, it wasn't also, like, it's not the best. Because what people expect is that if we are improving response rate, we're improving initial conversion rates, then the final conversion rate is going to be good. But it doesn't work
that
like
simple,
this.
right? It's not
It doesn't
that
work
simple.
like this. So the final conversion rate, yes, it will improve over time, but it's not going to improve in the same improve. Like if you've improved your initial conversion rate by 20%, the final conversion rate is only going to move by 0.007 maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
So the way that we look at it, yes, those people, we respond to them, we're nurturing them, but they're still in the system, they're in process. But don't expect them to convert as much as your high quality lead that they want to convert very fast. And here where we see AI and bots very important, because rather than having this a department or pre-sale team or whatever, you can just have a chatbot infused by AI. With some of your knowledge, your knowledge base, exactly, they're very fast and it's easy to communicate with, and people can just choose what they want.
Yeah. Actually, this sounds awesome. Because the pre-sales and the sales team idea is kind of confusing for the agents and the patients. But the idea of having a chatbot or an AI agent that does this tweak, like does this part where it connects with the patient quickly. And then you get more conversion. Of course, that more conversion doesn't mean more sales at the end, right? Like that has way more stuff related to it than just response time.
Yeah.
But in a competitive industry, you want to take every single advantage you can.
You need to optimize the process every step of the way. The good thing that if you can do, if you're going to qualify more people, then you'll need to nurture them properly, because people are going to have different journeys. And here where you can retarget your specific, even CRM users with different messages comes in handy. So you try to qualify them and you try to give them, you try to qualify them as fast as you can. Then you have to nurture them properly across multiple times, and you touch with them in multiple ways.
It's a huge process.
It is. And it's a process that completes each other's. And also, you'll need to do it properly so the client doesn't get annoyed of you. Because if you're communicating they contact you via one number, and then you talk them into another number, and then the third number comes in.
Then the planning can
fourth
contact him from different
Then
numbers.
the aftercare will take after.
Then you have literally 7-8 numbers.
The covers his numbers.
So,
Speaking about the process, what kind of gaps you see in this process outside?
The most gaps that I see is, as you said, there's a lot of clinics that are not optimizing the first response and the first steps of the way. There are a lot of clinics that are not optimizing it properly. And there's a lot of clinics as well that are not nurturing their leads properly and not using marketing tools a lot.
What kind of marketing tools? Allow me to interrupt here.
Of course.
What do you mean exactly they are not using a lot of marketing tools?
As we said, people mostly, they collect leads and they try to sell them. And then after that, there's a disconnect between the communication from a marketing perspective with that lead. So they are in the CRM and we're not communicating with them anymore. And it's mostly the sales person that are doing the communication, and they're trying to, give them all the information and whatnot. But what we see work better is that if you have some kind of a seasonality offer, then you send it to them via email. We see a lot of conversions.
Oh, okay.
And if you have, but it's of course for certain markets, not
email
all markets.
Campaigns.
Not all markets respond to email market. But then you have other markets that respond to WhatsApp marketing templates or marketing messages, or whatever you want to call them right now. Broadcasting, it used to be called, and even now. So you see people that are responding to this, and even SMS as well. By the way, there's a lot of mediums.
It's only by two, right?
Actually,
yes.
This one is a bit intriguing. Like, does it really work?
It does.
SMS?
It does, yeah. In America and in specific countries, it does work. But you'll have to also keep in mind that you're communicating with people in order for a part of them to convert. So you're nurturing this specific lead. You're trying to communicate with it in a certain way, and you'll have to get to it in a medium that they are mostly comfortable responding to. Some markets, they're maybe not as comfortable in WhatsApp. They're more comfortable in iMessage, in iPhone messages, for example.
Of course. United States,
for example.
Of course.
iOS is more than 60% of the devices in America. It's way more than Android, and the people that convert better, they're always usually in America to iOS. So it's easier for them to communicate. Like, you'll have to get to the patient in a place that they're more comfortable to communicate with you, whether it's via phone, whether it's via email. Maybe they don't have time for you. Maybe they're just, and especially right now with, prices are getting more and more, and there's a lot of clinics that are fighting for that high value patient. That high value patient might not have the time to answer your phone.
Yeah, 100%.
He's busy.
100%.
So you'll have to get to him in a way that, he's on his PC all the time. Maybe just send him an email and try to show your clinic via social and via even display and everything, and even via YouTube to that specific one, even if you have it in your CRM. The journey doesn't end if they are in your CRM. Like, you'll need to keep giving them more ideas, more following in every way and wherever they are comfortable.
That's actually very valuable. And I would like to put a quote on this. The journey does not end when the lead is in your CRM.
It never ends, yes.
Very, very valuable. And Mustafa, we couldn't thank you enough for all of this amazing insights that you gave us. And we would like to close on a note where we would love to hear one advice from you to our audience that are watching, to performance marketing specialists in the market, the media buyers. What kind of one advice that you would give to them?
Well, first of all, thank you so much as well. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure's ours.
And if I have one specific advice, it's just going to be for performance marketers to understand that creative is everything right now, and that they'll like analyzing the data is the second part of it. If you have the right signal and the right creative, then you can scale. And for businesses, I highly recommend investing in creative as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And being adaptable.
I hope so.
True.
Being adaptable with how performance marketing is changing. And when planning for a year, you cannot just plan for one thing. You'll have to have a strategy that combines everything from SEO to influencer marketing to performance creative to performance marketing to paid ads to even your marketing tools after what they are in the CRM. So you'll have to look at the whole journey. It's very complex right now. And you cannot grow without looking at the complete journey.
True, 100%. Thank you so much,
Amazing.
Mustafa.
Thank you as well.
It was one of the best episodes we shot. We learned a lot
so
today.
much.
I learned too much.
Yeah, amazing insights.
That makes me so happy. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be
appreciate
here.
Thank you. And a huge thanks to all of our audience for watching today's episode. Stay tuned for more episodes on Etc. Podcast.